This video will be talking about stocks that you can invest to generate some passive income for yourself. But before we start, let's get this out of the way first.
All the information presented in this video is merely for education and entertainment purposes. None of it is intended to be a financial advice, so please speak to your investment advisor before you make any investment decision. Proceed to continue watching only if you fully understand and agree to this.
This video is partly sponsored by Phillip Futures, but more about them later. Many have said that building multiple income sources is important to ensure financial stability. But we all know that building a side business, it's never an easy task, right? That's why building passive income through dividend investing is actually one of the favorite methods for many people. You don't have to create a product or find clients. All you need to do is the internet and some knowledge in investing, and of course, you need income from your employment. Then you can slowly build up a passive income through investing. So we started a series on dividend investing to introduce to you some of the dividend stocks that are listed on Bursa Malaysia. Like we have mentioned again and again in all our previous videos, we are only giving a brief introduction to the stocks that are mentioned in the video here, and also some fun facts about them. None of this information is to be referenced for making an investment decision. So please do your own research before you make a decision to invest. Anyway, let's not waste time and let's get straight to the stocks. Let's start by talking about LITRAK BERHAD. As of 9th of September, the company's share price is 3 ringgit and 85 cents, and they offer a dividend yield of slightly above 5%. Pretty good, right? By the way, do you know that the company's major shareholder is Gamuda?
What?
The company is a highway concessionary who operates Lebuh Raya Damansara Puchong (LDP) and Sprint Highway. Both are very busy highways that cut across the highly populated area of Petaling Jaya and Kuala Lumpur. Very high traffic volume on a daily basis. Trust me, because I use those highways very regularly. Now, if you own any of LITRAK BERHAD stock, that would mean that I have been contributing to your revenue almost every single day because I use LDP almost every day. Now, the thing about highway companies is this. Most of us have no choice but to use certain highways on a daily basis. So companies who owns this highway get a very stable revenue. On top of that, since Malaysia is not well known for our convenient public transport, so almost everyone has a car, right? And this certainly contributes to the ability for the company to generate a steady cash flow. A fun fact for you, in 2019, there were talks about the government proposing to take over 4 highways in Malaysia. And out of the 4, LDP and Sprint were given the highest offer among them. Both of these are owned by LITRAK. In 2014, the company paid out 17 cents dividend per share. By 2020, they distributed 25 cents dividend per share. So, if you have been holding their share, you would have received a total of 1 ringgit and 62 cents in dividend during the same period of time. In terms of capital gain, their share price did grow steadily from 2008 until 2018. However, after the change of government in 2018, their share price took a dip, and that is expected of many companies that are heavily dependent on government influence. So that's it for LITRAK, the company that operates LDP and Sprint Highway. The next company that we want to talk about is the leading independent power producer in Malaysia, MALAKOFF. They operate in 3 businesses, which are power generation, water desalination, and waste management. I'm sure most of us here contribute to their revenue. Tenaga Nasional buys power from them, and they also own more than 97% of Alam Flora. So most of us here, whether directly or indirectly, we are all their customers. Other than their operation in Malaysia, they are also operating in overseas, which is Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, and Oman. And by now you should notice, right? MALAKOFF is providing products and services that are essential to our daily life. We kind of have no choice but to use their service, right? Like power and waste management. So the business model is one that's able to provide a sustainable cash flow. Because of this, the company is able to pay out dividend to their shareholders since 2015. It started with only 5 cents per share, and in 2020, they paid out 7 cents per share. Now, if you have been their shareholder during that same period, you would have received about 36 cents of dividend return over that same period of time. As for the share price, in 2015, it was at RM1.80. But as of 9 of September 2021, it's at 88 cents per share. Since 2018 until now, the share price has been fluctuating between 80 cents to 90 cents, so it's relatively stable around that area. And currently, the dividend yield is pretty attractive. But what do you think? Tell us in the comment below. Since we are on the topic of essentials, do you cook? Now, if you do, you may be interested in this next company, Gas Malaysia, the company that sells, market and distributes natural gas to commercial and residential customers. Yes, gas, the one that you use to cook. From 2014 until 2020, they paid out 88 cents of dividends in total. Their dividend payout ranges from 9 cents per share to 14 cents per share in 2020. So why are they able to pay out sustainable dividend? Well, answer is obvious, right? As long as you need to cook with gas, they get paid. So with this kind of business model, they're definitely able to generate a steady revenue stream. As for their share price, it peaked in the late 2013, slightly above 4 ringgit. Then it hit its lowest in 2015, just slightly above 2 ringgit. Then in 2018 onwards, it has been relatively stable in between 2 ringgit and 60 cents to 3 ringgit. Okay lah, huh? Not bad. By the way, do you know MALAKOFF and Gas Malaysia both have the same owner? If you want to find out more, just check out our FAQ show where we talked about the owner of this company. And here I also would like to introduce you to another company that's owned by the very same owner, MMC Corporation, who operates in 4 industries: port and logistics, energy and utility, engineering, and industrial equipment. Fun fact for you is this: MMC is one of the 10 largest port operator in the world. Yes, in the world, not just Malaysia. Currently, they own the ports of Tanjung Pelepas, Johor Port, Penang Port, and North Port. All of it strategically located in the Straits of Malacca, one of the busiest sea routes in the world. So, their ports are pretty busy. Other than the ports, they also operate in energy and utilities sector under MALAKOFF and Alam Flora, which we talked about earlier, right? Anyway, by now you can see the service that they provide is one that is, again, very essential to our daily life. So this kind of business kind of provides a predictable cash flow to them, making it possible for them to pay out sustainable dividends to their shareholder. From 2014 to 2020, they paid out a total of 29 cents in dividend to their shareholder, and currently their share price is RM1.86. Anyway, as we have mentioned earlier before, they are right now in talks to privatize the company. So, let's see where this goes lah, huh? Before we go on, allow me to talk a little bit about our sponsor, Phillip Futures. You have probably heard of diversifying your investment, and one of the most common ways professionals use to hedge their position is to enter into a futures contract. If you'd like to learn more about trading futures and derivatives, you can always check out Phillip Futures. They are pioneers in providing online trading services in Malaysia, offering a wide variety of products, including micro E mini size US products. By the way, they're also running multiple campaigns right now that offer draws with attractive prizes and reduced fees. So, if you would like to understand more about futures as an investment tool, you can check out our video in the FAQ show. We have also attached a link in the description below for you to learn more about them. Now back to our topic. Since we are talking about companies that provide services and products that we use on a daily basis, we cannot miss out the oil palm industry. Yes, oil palm. It is the most used edible oil in the world. It is also widely used in many products, from food manufacturing to beauty products and biofuel. So, in your daily life, you have definitely used products with palm oil in it. Now, why oil palm plantation company are said to be potentially good dividend stock? Well, other than the fact that its product is widely used in many products, it is also because of the business model itself. See, you only plant the tree once, then after that you just need to maintain and take care of the tree, and it will provide you with harvest from the 3rd year onwards. The cost to maintain and take care of the trees are somewhat predictable and consistent. There's not much of capital expenses required. And as for the harvest, it's usually quite predictable. However, you have to pay attention to the CPO prices and tax since your profitability can be affected by them. Now, Malaysia is one of the leading palm oil exporter in the world, so we are in no short of companies in this industry. On top of that, recently the prices of CPO has been really good. Therefore, providing the right plantation companies with a good revenue estimation in the months or maybe years to come. So, the first plantation company we want to talk about will be TSH Resources Berhad. As of 9th of September 2021, their share price is RM1.16. The company engages in cultivating, processing and refining oil palm. They are well known for having a good management team, and over the years, they have cultivated a good relationship with Wilmar International Limited. You know, that company that is owned by Robert Kwok? The point is, they have a very strong customer base for their product. Finally, they also have a very strong R&D team which came out with their own variant of trees called Wakuba, which is able to generate 10 tons per hectare compared to the average of 4.5 tons per hectare. Let's look at their dividend right now. From 2014 to 2020, they paid out dividend totaling of 13 cents per share. The dividend payout value fluctuates between 1 cent to 3 cents per share over that same period. Having said that, their dividend yield is actually not the most impressive one compared to their peers. But in terms of business operation and fundamental, I have to say, I am actually very impressed by TSH. Another interesting plantation company that you may want to look at is this company called Innoprise Plantations. This company is not well known to many, but in my opinion, it is a very strategic company. The major shareholder of the company is Yayasan Sabah, and the second largest shareholder is TSH Resources, which we talked about earlier. You have a major shareholder who is the state government, and you have expertise from the most experienced plantation management company. On top of that, you have very young trees. In my opinion, they kind of have all the support they need to do well as a company, right? Oh yeah, they also have a very sweet dividend payout policy in place. A minimum of 80% of profits have to be paid out as dividend to their shareholder yearly. This, combined with the high CPO prices, makes them quite an attractive dividend stock to consider. The company started paying out dividend in 2017. Since then, they have paid out a total amount of 26 cents per share of dividend to their shareholder. Their latest dividend payout was 13 cents per share. This means that their dividend value has been growing, which is a very good sign. With the share price of RM1.29 as of 9th of September 2021, their dividend yield is standing at around 10%. So it is certainly a very attractive dividend stock. However, pay attention to the CPO prices since that will potentially affect their revenue moving forward, which will in turn affect their dividend as well. So that's it for this week's dividend investing series. If you like what you're watching, turn on that notification to be the first to find out when our next dividend investing video is up.